got a 9. Okay.
So I had to carry this for nothing.
Oh my God, so far. Okay. So, okay, I want you to note that on this model, and you should take a picture of this model. Can you take a picture? Okay, no, just keep recording. Keep recording. Okay. Take a picture of this model like that. Okay. And then, because you could like take a picture from your thing. I want you to know that here it says 644. Yes, this says 645. This is 646, 647, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Oh wait, from 644 to 655 are your 12 cranial nerves. Okay? I'm going to point them out again. This is your olfactory nerve. Okay, that's number 1. Oh, cranial nerve number 1. It's number 644. This is your optic nerve. Number 645, it's your cranial nerve number 2. Ocular motor nerve. Okay, cranial nerve number 3. Ocular motor nerve takes care of the majority of your muscles of your eye, which we're going to go in just a second, we'll talk about. Trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve takes care of one of the muscles of your eye. 648 is your trigeminal nerve. Your trigeminal nerve is cranial nerve number 5. It does both motor and sensory. Cranial nerve number 6 is also for one of the eye muscles. It's called the abducens nerve, cranial nerve number 6. 7 is facial nerve. Facial nerve does all of the innervation of the muscles of facial expression on your face. Cranial nerve number, that's number 7. Cranial nerve number 8 is your vestibulocochlear nerve, which is going to be sensory. It does both auditory, and it also does your equilibrium, which is in your ear, which we'll talk about on Thursday. Okay? Then cranial nerve number 9 is glossopharyngeal. So basically sensory from the pharynx, and it also does sensory from the tongue. Okay, and it does those movements of the pharynx and stuff like that. So it's a mixed nerve. Cranial nerve number 10, vagus nerve, super important nerve. Vagus nerve is going to be the main nerve, which is cranial nerve number 10, is going to be all parasympathetic. Pretty much all the way through to your, the 1/3 of your large intestine. So all the way down to 1/3 of your large intestine, all of your stomach, small intestine, anything in between is going to be cranial nerve number 10, which is vagus nerve. Breathing, heart, all of that. Parasympathetic, which means slows it down, remember. 654 is going to be your accessory nerve. That's going to do a lot of movement of the muscles of your neck and stuff like that. It also does sensation from the back of your throat, esophagus, pharynx and stuff. So it's also mixed. And then hypoglossal nerve is going to be for the movements of your tongue. Okay, and it is mostly motor, as is number 11, but it does have some sensory component to it, so we call it mixed. But it's mostly motor, right? So that's 655. Right, so remember 644 to 655 on this model are your 12 cranial nerves. Okay, in that order. Just label them one by one. Okay, and then of course you have your frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, and you have your cerebellum. Right, you have your together. Midbrain is up here. This is your pons. This is your medulla oblongata, and this is your spinal cord. Okay. The pons is the big fat one in the middle, right here.
What did you call the thing in the corpus callosum?
The corpus callosum?
Yeah, the inside. What did you call
Okay,
it?
the corpus callosum is a white matter in that connects the left and the right hemisphere. So you can see here, this is the hypothalamus that we're looking at. You see how it looks exactly like the one that I just showed? This is your thalamus, and then that's the space, cerebral aqueduct, and your fourth ventricle. I don't think they're going to put it on this model.
Is the model going to be on the final or actual brain?
The actual brain is going to be on the final. This model will probably be on the final for the nerves. So it'll be one of those nerves probably.
Okay, I got another nerve.
Okay? Now, the eye. Really quickly, I'm going to tell you how to do the eye. Oh, you can keep playing with that there. Okay. Here. You can even play with this one too. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so this is your eye, yes? Your eye has a whole lot of stuff. Okay, that's around it. A lot of muscles, a lot of fat. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, all of that is fat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, right? Did you see it splash towards me?
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, you can see muscles. That's our muscles. Do you need to identify them? No, but I'm just pointing them out. This right here, back here, this is how you're going to start. This is your optic nerve. So you got to make sure you don't cut that. Okay, everything else you want to cut off.
That's a sheep's eye?
This is a cow eye.
Oh.
Cow?
Cow.
Oh, wow.
Got a big eye.
I know, right?
Oh, wait, I lost my blade.
That's sharp.
It's sharp, it's just there's a lot of stuff in there. Okay.
That looks like sea.
Okay.
Somebody think she cool now. She got an iPhone.
What?
She cool now, huh?
I'm cool. I've been cool, but now I'm gonna not be cool on it. That's why you're my friend, because you know I'm cool.
Do you hear that squeaking noise? That's all the water inside of the eye, by the way.
Oh, it's gonna squirt?
Oh, it's totally gonna squirt.
Everybody just move back.
Everybody take a step.
I've had students standing really close to me and they all get squirt. They get squirted.
No way. I will vomit right here.
No, you won't. It's liquid.
But it's
Okay.
that kind of liquid.
I gotta go home and take a shower.
Notice she's standing in front of me like this. Okay, I made a hole in here somewhere.
Lashes class again.
Where did I
You
cut
see with that
it?
excuse that I have liquid eye liquid all over me.
Oh! Oh, I thought.
You see?
It didn't squirt out. You
In the
don't
line of
know
fire.
It didn't squirt out. I kind of
being a little
poked a little
girl.
hole over there and I already got all the liquid out.
So you've been squirted before?
I'm not gonna answer. That might be taken completely in the wrong.
I mean, by an eye.
By an eye, yes.
I mean, that wasn't even
Why is he squared by an eye anyway?
Okay. All right, so this is really good. It's kind of what you want to do with your eye. Okay, you want to notice that jelly stuff. By the way, this is actually important. This jelly stuff that I took out of here is actually your vitreous humor. Your vitreous humor. I did take it out so you could see some of the other parts, but that jelly is part of your eye. Everybody has that jelly in their eye. Okay. Now, there's two parts of your eye now that we cut it. So notice how we cut it like this, yes? And then we take the lid, like this is the lid, and we opened it up. Now we have two parts of the eye, okay? We have the part of the eye that's gonna include the pupil, right? So this is the pupil, is the space, okay? The actual covering up here, okay, which gets really, really opaque like this after death, with lack of blood flow, this is gonna be the cornea. Okay, the cornea. Normally in life, the cornea is clear, just like the one in your eye. It's clear, okay? So that's normally clear. But now, because of the lack of blood flow, it gets cloudy like that, right? So then the inside, this is your pupil. Right around your pupil is your iris, yes? So if the pointer were here, that would be your iris. That's on the black, okay? They don't have colored irises like we do, by the way. They have just black. Okay, if it was here and it would say structure, then you would say cornea. If it would say space, you would say pupil. Okay?
Yeah.
Space is pupil. The actual structure that the pointer is pointing at is going to be the cornea, which is the same thing as if it was out here. Okay? Most likely it's going to be pinned on the inside. That's why I'm pointing it on the inside. All right? The thing that goes right around all of the iris, this right here, is called your ciliary body. Your ciliary body is a muscle that holds the lens in place, which obviously popped off, okay? So the lens is supposed to be right there, like that. So that muscle holds the lens in place. It also has the ligaments hanging off it called suspensory ligaments, which you might see as you're pulling this off, okay? The lens, this is the lens, okay?
Jelly bean.
Okay, it looks kind of like a jelly bean. It's really, really hard. You want to touch it?
No, no.
Okay. It's really, really hard, okay? And what it does is that it actually can change shape in real life. Obviously, this one's now not going to do that. But it's going to either elongate or constrict depending on whether we're looking at something from far away or from close. So it helps shift the light rays so that the light rays hit a very specific part of our retina, okay? So it's just very, very important, okay? So anybody want to touch it? He's like, I want to touch it. Okay. Now, in the back of your eye, if you do your eye dissection, I want you to make note that this yellow stuff, which people usually just rip off and take off and just not care, is the most important part of your eye. This here is your retina, okay? The retina is what has all of your photoreceptors that I mentioned. The photoreceptors are the ones that are going to detect the light and interpret light or dark, and it's going to then, take that information and send it to the brain, okay? We have two types of photoreceptors. You have cones, which are color receptors, and then you have rods, which are black and white receptors. So the cones, there's 3 different types of cones. You have red cones, you have green cones,